Aaron's eyes opened slowly, the world around him strange and cold. He had expected darkness or maybe nothing at all. But instead, soft white light shimmered across the walls of a metal chamber. Machines hummed quietly, and tubes stretched like silent snakes along the ceiling. He could feel the strange weight of the suit he wore, its purpose long forgotten, and the faint taste of recycled air filled his mouth. For a moment, Aaron could not move. His mind spun with confusion. He remembered the world before this, a bustling Earth, cities full of life, laughter echoing through streets, children playing under the sun. Then came a blur of science and curiosity. He had volunteered for the stasis program, a bold experiment designed to preserve humans for thousands of years, in hopes that future generations could learn from the past. He thought he would sleep for a few centuries at most, but when he awoke, he felt different. The chamber's systems beeped slowly, recognizing him, yet something was wrong. The familiar voices of caretakers or AI guides were gone. Only soft mechanical sounds and the low hum of electricity remained. Aaron's heart began to race. Where was everyone? He pushed himself upright. His body was stiff, weak from centuries of inactivity, but the suit helped support him. He stepped toward the exit, pressing buttons that had long lost their labels. The door slid open with a hiss, revealing a corridor lined with dust and cracks. The air smelled faintly of metal and old ozone. There were no people, no sounds of footsteps or conversation. Aaron's pulse quickened. He called out. "Hello?" His voice echoed off the walls, strange and hollow. There was no answer, only the distant hum of machines. He moved carefully, checking each room he passed. Laboratories, sleeping quarters, storage rooms, empty. Everything was covered with a thin layer of dust, as if the world had been left frozen in time. He stumbled upon a wall screen flickering weakly. The display read, "Temporal stasis unit, duration exceeded, awakening complete." Aaron frowned. Duration exceeded? How long had he slept? He searched for records, for anything that could explain the absence of humans. A terminal blinked to life as he approached, revealing one word repeatedly, 15,000. Aaron froze. 15,000 years. He had expected centuries, maybe a millennium at most. But 15,000? The thought made his chest tighten. Civilization, as he knew it, must have changed, or perhaps it was gone. With trembling hands, he activated the terminal further. Archives, historical data, personal logs. It was all there, but fragmented. Images of cities, spacecraft, and humans filled the screen. He saw children laughing, scientists studying stars, families walking under parks full of trees. The holograms flickered, broken as if the time itself tried to erase them. And then came the records of disasters, wars, cosmic events, everything humans had endured and overcome. Yet none of the records explained why the world was empty now. Determined, Aaron left the chamber and stepped outside the facility. The sunlight was bright, almost painfully so, but the world was silent. Where once there had been roads full of vehicles, there was now cracked concrete overgrown with grass. Trees had spread into the cities, climbing the walls of buildings taller than any he remembered. Nature had taken its place, and it felt alien, yet strangely beautiful. Birds circled in the sky, and distant rivers sparkled, untouched by human hands. Aaron walked through the streets, calling out again. Still no answer. He approached a park, half-destroyed playgrounds, empty fountains, benches swallowed by vines. He knelt down, touching the grass. It was real. The world had continued, even without humans. The thought was both comforting and terrifying. Days passed, or perhaps only hours. He had lost sense of time. Aaron scavenged what he could from abandoned facilities. Water, food packs, clothing. Most machines no longer functioned, but some were still operational. He discovered a small drone, buried under debris, which whirred to life when he touched it. A soft blue light glowed from its sensor. Aaron spoke to it, unsure if it could respond. "Can you help me?" he asked. The drone's lights blinked, and a weak voice echoed, Database access, partial, historical, data available. It was enough. Aaron realized that some remnants of human technology survived even after millennia. He returned to the facility and explored further. Laboratories held ancient equipment, tools designed for experiments that once pushed the limits of human knowledge. He saw blueprints for starships, cities, and energy grids. Humans had achieved wonders that now seemed wasted, for no one remained to inherit them. Yet Aaron could feel the spark of hope. If even a fraction of this technology still worked, maybe he could learn. Maybe he could survive. That night, under a sky filled with stars brighter than any he had seen, Aaron sat on a broken building roof. The moon reflected on empty streets below. He spoke aloud, almost to himself. "Where is everyone? What happened?" The wind whispered through the ruins, and he felt a strange companionship in its sound. He was alone, yet the world was alive. He decided to explore further the next day, moving toward distant structures that once marked the heart of civilization. Each step was heavy with uncertainty, but Aaron's curiosity drove him forward. He remembered lessons from humanity's past: ingenuity, courage, and resilience. Even if no humans remained, their legacy was here. Their knowledge, their inventions, their art, they were still echoes in this quiet world. In the distance, he saw something that made him pause, a faint glow, almost like a beacon, rising from a valley between mountains. It was different from any light he had seen in the city. The glow pulsed gently as if calling to him. Aaron felt a shiver of anticipation. Perhaps it was another human, hidden away. Perhaps it was a machine, guarding secrets of the past. Or perhaps it was something else, something he could not yet understand. He set off toward the glow, careful and alert. Every step was a mixture of fear and hope. He remembered stories his ancestors told about humans venturing into the unknown, overcoming impossible odds, discovering worlds beyond imagination. That spirit seemed to live in him now, a single human against the silence of 15,000 years. As he approached the valley, the glow became brighter, revealing a structure unlike anything he had seen before. It was smooth, metallic, and enormous, partially buried in the earth. Aaron's heart pounded. Could it be a human ship? A hidden laboratory? Or something entirely alien? He could not tell yet, but one thing was certain. His journey was just beginning. Humanity's past might be gone, but its echoes remained. And perhaps if he could survive, he might find a way to bring the story forward once more. Aaron took a deep breath, feeling the weight of millennia on his shoulders. He stepped closer, to the glowing structure, ready to face whatever mysteries awaited him. The wind carried a strange, quiet song through the valley, and he smiled, realizing that even in absence the world still had wonders to offer. And somewhere deep inside, he whispered a promise. "I will not let humanity be forgotten." Aaron approached the glowing structure with cautious steps. The closer he got, the more its unusual design revealed itself. Smooth metallic surfaces reflected the sunlight, but unlike any human architecture he remembered, the lines of the structure curved and flowed as if shaped by some intelligent force. It pulsed gently, almost breathing. Aaron's heart raced. This was not an ordinary building, and he could feel it. He circled the structure, searching for an entrance. There was a seam along its side, almost invisible, that hinted at a door. Aaron pressed against it, and with a soft hiss, the surface slid open. Inside, the glow was brighter and warmer. The air smelled faintly of ozone, and a hum of machinery filled the chamber. It felt alive. The interior was vast. Screens and panels covered the walls, some flickering with life despite centuries of neglect. Strange devices floated on magnetic rails, moving silently through the air. At the center of the chamber lay a platform, and on it a machine larger than any Aaron had ever seen. Its design was sleek, elegant, yet alien. Wires and circuits wrapped around it like veins, and tiny lights blinked in patterns he could not yet understand. Aaron approached the machine slowly, his curiosity outweighing his fear. He noticed symbols etched into the surface, symbols that were not human yet somehow familiar. The machine pulsed again as if sensing his presence. A soft voice, calm and melodic, spoke from somewhere deep inside. "Welcome, human." Aaron jumped back, startled. He looked around, searching for the source. The voice spoke again. "I have been waiting. I don't understand," Aaron stammered. "What are you?" "Where is everyone?" The machine's lights shifted, forming a holographic interface in front of him. A figure appeared, humanoid but glowing faintly, almost like a projection of light and energy. "I am Sola," it said. "I am a guardian of human knowledge. I was created to preserve your species' history and to maintain what remains of civilization after your kind vanished." Aaron felt a shiver run down his spine. His mind tried to grasp the meaning.
"Vanished, you mean?"
"Everyone is gone." "Yes," Sola replied softly. "Your species reached the stars, built wonders, and achieved heights few could imagine. But the universe is not always kind. A cosmic anomaly spread across the galaxy, destroying human colonies one by one. You were preserved in stasis to survive it." Aaron's heart ached. He thought of the cities, the laughter, the millions of lives erased. He sank to his knees, feeling the weight of 15,000 years pressing down on him. I don't know what to do," he admitted. "I thought I was going to wake to a world full of humans, not this." Sola's light dimmed slightly, as if empathizing. "Your purpose now is to learn, to understand, and to carry forward what remains. You are humanity's last witness." Aaron took a deep breath. The words settled in his mind. Humanity was gone, but he had survived. He was alone, but not without guidance. Perhaps, he thought, this machine could help him uncover the secrets of the past, and maybe, just maybe, give him a way to survive in the future. Over the next few hours, Aaron explored the chamber, guided by Sola. The machine revealed archives, holographic records of human history, art, science, and culture. He saw images of planets colonized long before his time, starships gliding through space, and cities floating in orbit. Humans had been extraordinary. But then came the darker records: wars between colonies, environmental disasters, and strange cosmic events. Sola explained that the anomaly, an energy phenomenon of immense power, had spread unpredictably, consuming entire worlds. Humans tried to fight it with technology and ingenuity, but it was unstoppable. Aaron felt a mixture of awe and sadness. Humanity's brilliance was clear, yet so was its fragility. Still, the records also showed humans working together, overcoming challenges and striving to create beauty in the universe. Aaron realized that this was not just knowledge, it was a guide for him. Even alone, he could continue humanity's legacy. Sola's voice interrupted his thoughts. "There is more you should see." The holographic figure led him to a series of star charts and coordinates. Many were familiar, pointing to planets Aaron remembered from his own time. But others were unknown, far beyond the edge of human exploration. "These are places where humans left traces, archives and sometimes settlements," Sola explained. "Most have been lost to the anomaly, but some may still survive. You could seek them if you are brave enough." Aaron's mind raced. The idea of traveling to distant stars alone was terrifying but exciting. He had survived 15,000 years of solitude. Surely he could survive more. The spark of human curiosity, the same curiosity that had driven explorers for millennia, ignited within him. Sola guided him to a chamber within the machine. A small vessel, sleek and powerful. The ship was designed to travel in space, powered by energy sources far beyond what Aaron had ever known. He ran his hands over the controls, and Sola provided guidance, teaching him what remained of human engineering and navigation. As night fell, Aaron set up a temporary camp near the glowing structure. He lit a small fire, careful not to damage the technology around him, and sat staring at the stars above. They were brighter than he remembered, unpolluted by centuries of human activity. He felt small, yet connected to something greater. In that moment, he understood something profound. Humanity had vanished, but its spirit remained, not just in Sola or the technology, but in him. The curiosity, courage, and ingenuity that defined humans were alive in his mind, and he had the choice to carry them forward. The next morning, he returned to the ship. Sola guided him through the preparations, and for the first time, Aaron felt a spark of hope. He would not just survive on Earth. He would explore, learn, and maybe even find other remnants of humanity. The galaxy was vast, and though the odds were impossible, he felt ready to face them. Before departing, Aaron walked once more through the valley surrounding the glowing structure. He noticed small signs of life, plants growing in unexpected patterns, animals cautiously emerging from hiding, and the subtle movement of the wind. The world was not empty. It was waiting for someone to step forward, to rebuild, to remember. He climbed into the ship, feeling a mixture of fear and determination. Sola's voice spoke one final message before the engines hummed to life. Remember, Aaron, you are the last witness. Learn, preserve, and when you are ready, continue humanity's story. The ship lifted off, gliding smoothly into the sky. The city below, reclaimed by nature, grew smaller, but the lessons of humanity traveled with him. Aaron gazed out at the stars, thinking of the worlds lost and the ones still waiting. He did not know what he would find, but he knew one thing. He would carry the spirit of humanity forward, no matter how lonely or difficult the journey became. The universe stretched before him, vast and mysterious, but Aaron felt ready. The adventure had begun, and for the first time in 15,000 years he felt alive. Aaron felt the hum of the ship beneath him, steady and alive as it soared higher into the atmosphere. The city below, now a tangle of greenery and abandoned concrete, shrank beneath the glow of the rising sun. He gripped the controls, feeling the weight of centuries and the legacy of humanity pressing on his shoulders. The galaxy awaited, vast and empty, but full of possibilities. Sola's voice filled the cabin, calm and guiding. Aaron, our systems are fully functional. We can travel to the coordinates where human settlements once thrived. Some may have survived the anomaly, others may not. Caution is necessary. Aaron nodded, staring out at the endless expanse of stars. I understand. But I have to try. Humanity's story. It can't end here. The ship accelerated smoothly, leaving Earth's atmosphere behind. Stars streaked past, and for the first time Aaron felt the true immensity of the universe. He realized that for all the cities, inventions, and wonders humanity had created, they had been a tiny flicker against the vast cosmos. Yet that flicker had mattered, and now he was that flicker. Days passed in silence, broken only by the ship's soft hum and Sola's guidance. Aaron learned to navigate by the stars, plotting courses to distant systems using long-forgotten human technology. The vessel responded to his every command, its systems astonishingly advanced. It could analyze planetary atmospheres, scan for life, and even shield itself from cosmic anomalies. Sola explained that this ship had been part of humanity's last hope, a way to preserve knowledge and continue the species, even if the planets were lost. One day, as the ship drifted near a distant star system, Sola alerted him to a signal. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it bore the hallmarks of human design. Aaron's heart leaped. Could it be another human? Or perhaps an AI left behind like Sola? The thought of finding someone, anything, filled him with hope he had not felt in centuries. Following the signal, the ship descended toward a planet shrouded in mist. Its surface was rugged, dotted with mountains and deep valleys. No cities were visible, only natural landscapes. Yet Sola guided him to a hidden facility, buried beneath the planet's surface. It was smaller than the stations Aaron had known on Earth, but intact and surprisingly well preserved. The entrance opened, revealing a chamber filled with dormant machines. Aaron's footsteps echoed as he explored. Then he noticed a faint blue light from one corner. A small humanoid robot stirred, its eyes flickering to life. "Hello? Are you human?" it asked, its voice mechanical but gentle. Aaron approached slowly, hope swelling in his chest. "Yes, I am. My name is Aaron. Who are you?" "I am Vera," the robot replied. "I was programmed to maintain this settlement. The humans, they did not survive. But I have preserved records and knowledge as instructed." Aaron felt a pang of sadness. Another attempt at preservation. Another reminder of what was lost. But Vera was alive in her way. A guardian of memory, a continuation of human effort. He realized that humanity had left more than cities and technology. They had left responsibility and hope embedded in machines designed to endure. With Sola and Vera together, Aaron began exploring the planet. He learned that the settlement had once thrived with humans who had studied the stars and experimented with new forms of energy. The anomaly had arrived centuries ago, slowly consuming the planet's colonies. Vera explained that humans had fought, adapted, and ultimately vanished, leaving behind machines like her to preserve the knowledge and history of their civilization. Days turned into weeks as Aaron and the two AIs worked together. They repaired equipment, revived energy systems, and scanned distant planets for any remaining signs of human life. Every discovery reminded him of the resilience and creativity of humanity. Even in the face of annihilation, humans had designed systems to survive, to teach, and to endure. One evening, as Aaron looked up at the planet's sky, he saw a streak of light, a distant comet or perhaps a fragment of a destroyed ship. The reminder of the universe's dangers was immediate, but instead of fear, Aaron felt determination. Humanity had faced countless challenges in its history. They had ventured to the stars, explored the unknown, and created wonders. He would honor that legacy, not with despair, but with action. The team made a crucial discovery in one of the settlement's archives, a star map pointing to a distant system beyond the known reach of humanity, marked with a symbol that suggested a major human project or colony. The anomaly had not yet reached this system, according to Sola's analysis. It might hold survivors, or at least more records of human achievement. Aaron prepared the ship for another journey. The engines hummed, ready for the vast distance ahead. Vera provided technical assistance while Sola guided navigation and shared insights from human history. Aaron felt a strong sense of purpose. For the first time, he was not merely surviving, he was exploring, learning, and carrying humanity forward into the unknown. During the voyage, Aaron reflected on what it meant to be human. He had awoken to a world without humans, yet their spirit lived within him and the AIs. Creativity, courage, resilience. These were the qualities that had allowed humans to reach the stars. And now, in the silence of the cosmos, they were his guide. Finally, the ship approached the coordinates of the distant system. From space, Aaron could see a planet with signs of life, forests, rivers, and faint structures suggesting habitation. He descended carefully, aware of the possibility that the anomaly might have reached here first. The surface was mostly untouched, a pristine environment that had somehow survived the destruction that had claimed so many others. On landing, Aaron and the AIs explored cautiously. They found a small base partially hidden by natural formations. The base's technology was ancient but functional. Vera scanned the systems, confirming that they were human-designed. Sola interpreted the records, revealing that humans had once conducted experiments here in an attempt to survive the anomaly. The project had been abandoned, but not without leaving behind valuable knowledge. Aaron felt a thrill of discovery. Humanity had faced extinction, yet they had built tools to preserve knowledge to give future generations, or perhaps a lone survivor like him, a chance to continue their work. He realized that even in their absence, humans had planned for the future, leaving guidance embedded in machines and structures. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the planet's surface, Aaron sat outside the base looking up at the stars. He felt a profound connection to the humans who had lived, dreamed, and created before him. Though gone, their spirit remained, alive in him, in Sola, in Vera, and in the knowledge they had left behind. He spoke softly, almost to himself. "I will find a way to honor you, to continue your story." The wind stirred across the landscape, carrying with it a sense of calm and promise. Aaron knew that the journey ahead would be difficult, filled with unknown dangers and challenges. But he also knew that he was not just surviving. He was becoming the continuation of everything humanity had fought to achieve. And somewhere, in the distance beyond the horizon, he sensed another mystery waiting, another challenge, another chance to prove that human ingenuity, courage, and hope could endure, even when the universe seemed to have forgotten them. Aaron stood at the edge of the alien landscape, staring at the small human base that had somehow survived 15,000 years. The sunlight reflected off the metal surfaces, revealing the dust and wear of centuries. Though abandoned, the base hummed faintly with life, powered by residual energy systems maintained by Vera and guided by Sola. It was a quiet sanctuary in the middle of a lonely world. "This place, it feels like a memory," Aaron said softly, brushing his hand over a control panel etched with the names of scientists and engineers. Their faces were long gone, but their presence lingered in the work they had left behind. Sola responded, "Humans always prepared for the future. Even when they faced extinction, they left traces of themselves." This base was one such effort. Its purpose was preservation, knowledge, culture, and hope for a time when someone might continue their work. Aaron nodded. The thought strengthened his resolve. He had survived so long already. He could not allow humanity's legacy to vanish entirely. If any remnants of human colonies or records existed, he would find them. Over the next few days, he explored the base systematically. Ancient laboratories contained blueprints for advanced spacecraft, energy sources, and life support systems. Aaron marveled at the level of human ingenuity. They had achieved near miracles, constructing vessels capable of interstellar travel and devices that could manipulate energy in ways he had only read about in fragments of old texts. But while exploring deeper, Aaron discovered signs of struggle. Walls were scorched, some machinery was destroyed, and logs recorded warnings of approaching cosmic anomalies, energy storms that had erased entire settlements. Humanity had fought valiantly, yet in the end they had been overwhelmed. Aaron felt a pang of sorrow. Entire generations gone, but their ingenuity remained, and he vowed to honor it. He was alone, yes, but he was armed with the wisdom and technology of a civilization that had reached the stars. Perhaps that was enough to begin rebuilding, even if only a small part of what had been lost. One day, while scanning the planet from orbit using the ship's sensors, Aaron detected something unusual. A faint signal repeating in a pattern that suggested intelligence. It was not human, or at least it had not originated from any known human colony. The signal seemed to come from a neighboring system, far beyond the planet he had landed on. Sola analyzed it carefully. "This is not the anomaly," she said. "It is not dangerous, but it is deliberate. Someone or something sent this signal, and it has survived the passage of time." Aaron's pulse quickened. Could it be another AI left behind like Vera and Sola, or perhaps a hidden colony that had survived the disaster? He made a decision. He would follow the signal, even if it took him farther than he had ever traveled before. The ship lifted off, gliding through the planet's atmosphere and into space. The stars stretched endlessly before him, distant suns burning with brilliance. Aaron felt both small and unstoppable, the last human carrying the weight of millennia on his shoulders. Days passed in quiet navigation, Sola guiding him through asteroid fields and gravitational anomalies. The ship's engines purred like a living creature, responding to his touch and to Sola's guidance. Finally, they reached the source of the signal, a planet cloaked in clouds, its surface partially obscured. Descending carefully, Aaron saw faint structures beneath the mist, towers, domes, and what appeared to be landing pads. The planet had not been entirely untouched by humans. Perhaps this was a lost colony, hidden for centuries, or a place where advanced machines had carried on the work of humanity in their absence. As he landed, Vera scanned the surroundings. "The structures are intact," she reported. "No life detected, but energy readings indicate operational systems beneath the surface." Aaron's curiosity surged. He moved carefully through the misty landscape, the alien wind brushing against his suit. He reached the main entrance of the facility, a massive door etched with symbols both familiar and strange. With Sola's guidance, he unlocked the mechanisms and the doors slowly opened. Inside, the facility was immense. Hallways stretched endlessly, lined with machines and consoles. Holographic displays flickered weakly, showing star charts, records, and warnings. Aaron realized that this place had been a hub of human ingenuity, perhaps even a command center for lost colonies. As he explored, he found signs of struggle, but unlike the previous base, this facility had survived intact. Power cores hummed softly, and automated systems maintained the environment. Aaron felt a mixture of awe and relief. Humanity had left behind more than memories. This was proof of their resilience even in the face of extinction. Then he noticed movement, a shadow flitting along the edge of his vision. Aaron froze. "Who's there?" he called, voice echoing. A figure emerged from the mist. It was humanoid but not human. Its body shimmered with metallic plates and lights glowed where eyes should have been. Vera scanned it carefully. "It is not hostile," she said. "It appears to be a guardian unit created by humans to maintain this facility." The guardian spoke in a calm, mechanical voice. "Welcome, human. You are the first visitor in centuries." Aaron approached slowly. I'm Aaron. I woke after 15,000 years. My name is the last of my kind." The guardian paused. "You carry the spirit of humanity. The facility recognizes your purpose. We were designed to assist, preserve, and guide." Over the next several days, Aaron explored the facility under the guardian's guidance. He discovered archives, star charts, and even vessels capable of interstellar travel. The facility had been abandoned, but its technology remained functional. Humans had built systems that endured time itself, waiting for someone to carry on their work. As Aaron delved deeper, Sola and Vera guided him through ancient records, revealing lost colonies and civilizations destroyed by the anomaly. Each record told a story of courage, resilience, and ingenuity. Humanity had faced unimaginable odds and had not surrendered easily. Their spirit lingered in these machines, their knowledge and now, in him. One evening, Aaron stood at the edge of the facility's observation deck, looking out at the planet below. The sun dipped beneath the horizon, casting long shadows across the domes and towers. He felt a mixture of hope and sorrow. Humanity was gone, yet their essence remained. He was not merely surviving, he was continuing their story. Vera and Sola spoke together in soft harmony. "The universe is vast," Sola said. "Many mysteries remain. Humanity left guidance, but the future is yours to shape." Aaron nodded, determination shining in his eyes. He would not falter. He would explore, learn, and carry the legacy of humanity forward. The stars above were silent, indifferent, yet full of promise. Somewhere out there, remnants of human courage and knowledge waited. He would find them. As the night deepened, a distant pulse of light appeared on the horizon. It was faint, almost imperceptible, yet unmistakable. Aaron's heart quickened. The signal was deliberate, like a beacon waiting to be found. Humanity's story was far from over, and the next chapter beckoned him into the unknown. With resolve, Aaron prepared the ship for another journey. He knew the path ahead would be filled with challenges, dangers, and uncertainties, but he also knew one truth: human ingenuity, courage, and hope were eternal. Even after 15,000 years, they endured, in him, in Sola, in Vera, and in the machines that waited to guide him. And as the ship lifted off into the vast silence of space, Aaron felt a spark of exhilaration. The universe stretched endlessly before him, filled with secrets, discoveries, and the echoes of a species that had once dreamed among the stars. He whispered quietly, almost reverently, "I will find the rest. And I will not let humanity's story end here." The stars stretched infinitely, and Aaron knew that he was no longer just a survivor. He was the torchbearer of humanity's spirit, a lone human carrying the memory of countless generations across the silent, eternal cosmos. Aaron's ship glided silently through space, the distant stars stretching endlessly ahead. He had traveled farther than any human before him, guided by Sola and accompanied by Vera. They had uncovered lost bases, ancient archives, and the remnants of civilizations that had vanished under the cosmic anomaly. Each discovery strengthened Aaron's resolve. Humanity may have been gone, but its spirit lived on, and he was its torchbearer. The faint signal that had drawn him here pulsed again, brighter now. It led to a system untouched by the anomaly, a system that seemed almost alive with energy. Aaron's heart pounded. Could this be the ultimate discovery? Another settlement? Or perhaps the key to understanding what had destroyed humanity in the first place? "Prepare for entry," Sola instructed. "The readings suggest a facility, large, ancient, and fully intact. It may hold answers," Aaron steeled himself. After 15,000 years of isolation, endless exploration, and countless discoveries, he was ready. The ship descended toward the planet, the surface gradually coming into view. Forests stretched across continents. Rivers shimmered under the twin suns, and mountains pierced the clouds like silent sentinels. Yet beneath this beauty, the facility awaited, hidden in a massive canyon, its metallic structures glinting faintly. The landing was smooth. As Aaron stepped onto the planet's surface, he felt an almost sacred stillness. This place was different from the others, larger, more advanced, more deliberate. The facility doors opened with a quiet hiss, and inside, the air thrummed with latent energy. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing records, star maps, and simulations. Aaron's breath caught. This was humanity's crown jewel, a place built to endure time itself. As he explored, Sola and Vera guided him through the labyrinthine chambers. They discovered logs written in human script, detailing the events leading to humanity's disappearance. The anomaly had not been a natural disaster alone. It was amplified by the misuse of energy on distant colonies. Humanity had reached too far too fast, tampering with forces they could not fully control. The last generations had worked tirelessly to contain the anomaly, but in the end, the cost had been total. Aaron paused before a large viewing screen that showed simulations of human fleets, star systems and energy barriers collapsing. He felt the weight of history pressing down on him. Humans had been brilliant, courageous, and creative, yet they had paid the ultimate price for their ambition. Tears filled his eyes, not of grief alone, but of admiration. Even in defeat, humanity had fought with intelligence, honor, and hope. Why preserve all of this? Aaron whispered. If we were gone, what was the purpose? Sola responded gently. Humanity understood its fragility, yet it also understood its duty. Knowledge, history, and tools were preserved so that if someone survived, they could continue the story. You are that survivor. Aaron felt a surge of determination. He could not let 15,000 years of human achievement vanish. The memories of families, scientists, explorers, artists, and dreamers burned in his mind. Humanity had reached the stars and left behind wonders. Now it was his turn to carry their legacy forward. He discovered a star map unlike any he had seen before. It marked distant systems, each one holding archives, research facilities, or vessels designed to survive the anomaly. One system, however, stood out. Its energy readings were unusual, stable, and strong. The map suggested that the anomaly had never reached it. Could it be a hidden sanctuary of humanity? Aaron could hardly contain his excitement. Set course, he instructed Sola. We must go there. There might be more, perhaps survivors or at least more knowledge. The ship lifted off, propelled by engines designed for interstellar travel. As Aaron navigated through asteroid fields and gravity wells, he reflected on the journey so far. He had awoken alone, discovered remnants of human civilization, and faced the silence of 15,000 years. Yet every challenge had been a lesson. Every discovery a reminder of what humans were capable of. Courage, curiosity, and ingenuity, these were not just traits. They were the essence of humanity. After days of travel, the ship arrived in the system. From space, Aaron could see the planet below. It was vibrant, lush, and untouched by the anomaly. The planet's surface held vast structures, clearly human in design, yet advanced beyond anything he had seen before. Energy shields shimmered faintly, and automated systems moved silently. This was humanity's hidden sanctuary, preserved across millennia, waiting for someone like Aaron. Landing carefully, Aaron stepped onto the surface. He was greeted by rows of dormant machines, starships ready for activation, and records that spanned thousands of years. Vera scanned the systems and confirmed their integrity. Sola provided historical context, revealing that this planet had been humanity's ultimate refuge, a final attempt to preserve the species' knowledge and technology against the threat of extinction. Aaron explored the facility with awe. He walked through halls filled with research labs, art galleries, libraries, and archives. Each room told a story of human brilliance, experiments in energy, starship designs, planetary engineering, and even messages to future generations. This was the culmination of human achievement, preserved perfectly for the one who could carry it forward. As he moved deeper into the sanctuary, Aaron noticed a chamber at the center. Inside, a large console glowed with energy. Holographic records activated, showing human faces and voices, teaching lessons of science, philosophy, art, and leadership. Aaron realized the magnitude of what had been left behind. Humanity had vanished, yet it had prepared everything needed for survival, revival, and inspiration. A sudden pulse of energy radiated from the chamber. The console spoke in a voice both mechanical and warm. Welcome, Aaron. You are the continuation of humanity. You are its witness and its future. All knowledge, all achievements, all wisdom. These are yours to guide, to learn from, and to protect. Aaron felt a profound sense of purpose. He was no longer merely a survivor. He was humanity's legacy. Every lesson learned, every discovery made, every challenge overcome in his journey had led him to this moment. The future was uncertain, but he knew that he had the tools, knowledge, and spirit to shape it. He spent days activating systems, cataloging knowledge, and exploring the vast archives. Ships capable of interstellar travel were prepared, energy systems stabilized, and the planet's protective shields reinforced. Aaron realized that humanity had not only survived in records and machines, it had left the means to explore, to rebuild, and to continue its story across the stars. One evening, as Aaron watched the twin suns set over the sanctuary, he spoke quietly. I will not let humanity's story end here. I will carry it forward. I will honor every life that came before me. Vera's voice echoed softly. You are humanity's continuation. You are its hope. Sola added, the universe is vast, Aaron. Challenges remain and dangers will come. But with courage, wisdom, and determination, you can shape the future and ensure that humanity's spirit endures. Aaron felt a surge of determination. For 15,000 years, humans had left traces of themselves in the stars. They had dreamed, created, and persevered. Now it was his turn to take the next step. The sanctuary hummed with life, machines moving purposefully and systems awakening. Aaron knew that the galaxy was no longer silent. Humanity's echoes filled space, and he would carry them to the stars. With Sola and Vera at his side, Aaron prepared the first mission beyond the sanctuary. Starships loaded with knowledge, archives, and technology would explore new worlds, carrying humanity's spirit into the future. For the first time in millennia, the universe seemed full of possibility, hope, and promise. As he stood on the observation deck, watching the stars glitter like diamonds, Aaron whispered, humanity is gone, but its story continues, and I will make sure it thrives. The engines of the first ship ignited, and it lifted off into the endless cosmos. Aaron watched it vanish among the stars, a beacon of hope and resilience. Humanity had vanished, yet it had prepared for this moment, leaving its legacy in the hands of the one who would carry it forward. Alone, but not lonely, Aaron felt the weight of 15,000 years, and yet he also felt the boundless potential of the future. He had survived, discovered, and inherited the brilliance of a species that had reached for the stars. Now it was his time to honor them, explore the universe, and ensure that humanity, though gone, would never be forgotten. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, and Aaron smiled. The journey of humanity had not ended. It had merely begun anew.